Currently, in the field of speech-language pathology, there is a lot of discontent and discussion over the American Speech-Language and Hearing Association, or ASHA, which is the only professional organization for SLPs. Fixed SLP is a grassroots organization that uses their website, social media, and podcasts to educate SLPs on issues related to speech-language pathology. Specifically, they have a lot of content encouraging individuals to stop paying the annual fee to hold a certificate of clinical competency from ASHA. I recently listened to their podcast about ASHA membership versus certificate holding.
Is the linchpin that allows them to have their, we've got 99% of our retention with our SLPs going out and buying this thing, because they know that this keeps that perpetuating cycle in place. And that's a monopolistic practice. That's a very cutthroat practice.
The individuals on the podcast demonstrate excellent transparency. They discuss their credentials, indicate that they are receiving no monetary compensation for their efforts, and when appropriate, they provide specific places you can find more information, such as in reference to state laws or ASHA policies. The podcast was interesting, engaging, and relevant to what working SLPs are faced with on a day-to-day basis. But even though they are creating positive change and bringing awareness to current issues in the field of speech therapy, one should recognize that there is another side to the information Fixed SLP is presenting. Any professional organization, including ASHA, is important to the field for advocacy, research, professional standards, and resources they offer to professionals. Fixed SLP is providing a one-sided view and discouraging people from maintaining membership with a much-needed organization. Despite Fixed SLP's bias against ASHA, they are transparent about what they do and do not like about ASHA. They will clearly state when they think ASHA is doing something beneficial, which increases their credibility to the listener. This is a very niche podcast, and I have not found any other podcast like it, which that in itself, I think, makes it valuable to utilize in a classroom setting. It would be engaging and interesting to play this podcast in a classroom to introduce the topic of certification and spark a conversation, not only about holding a certificate, but why not to hold a certificate, or to discuss the benefits of a professional organization in general. When listening to podcasts, it's important to take into account the presenter's credentials, whether they're receiving money, and if so, who is funding them, and also if the information is one-sided.